Welcome to Hindu Infopedia, the genuine info source on social and cultural issues. Halal is often misunderstood as a simple food label, just like vegetarian or kosher. But in practice, halal has transformed into an expansive, faith-based commercial framework. It decides not just what is permissible to eat, but who gets to profit, process, and participate in key segments of the economy. In pluralistic nations like Bharat, halal certification now dictates how food is produced, which businesses qualify, and whose hands are allowed in the supply chain. It's no longer just a dietary standard, it's civilizational infrastructure. The term halal means permissible, but the ecosystem around it is highly restrictive. In Bharat, halal certification is run almost entirely by Islamic religious bodies. Their decisions now cover packaged foods, pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, public catering, even packaging and transport logistics. The result? Non-Muslim suppliers, especially Hindu-owned businesses, face exclusion, not by law, but through market conditioning and silent pressure. Hindu butchers and processors are either pushed to convert, comply, or exit the system. This exclusivity isn't just tolerated in Bharat, it's institutionally enabled. Under APEDA, a central government body, red meat exports were tied to mandatory halal certification, even if the importing country didn't require it. There's no similar state recognition for Hindu systems like Jhatka or Satvik. During the UPA era, Hindu demands for parity were ignored. Many slaughterhouses either shut down or changed hands. Religious compliance became an economic compulsion. On the ground, halal's exclusionary power comes from four mechanisms. Faith-based hiring. Halal rules require only Muslims to handle meat. Hindu butchers must convert or leave. Closed certification. All major certifiers are Islamic bodies with zero dharmic oversight. Forced conformity. Even without legal mandates, public caterers adopt halal fearing backlash. Silenced opposition. Anyone who questions this system is quickly labeled Islamophobic. This is not inclusion, it's institutionalized discrimination. Halal now reaches far beyond food. In cosmetics, halal certification excludes alcohol or non-halal ingredients, even in Ayurvedic products. In pharmaceuticals, gelatin and enzymes must be halal-friendly, regardless of safety or science. In finance, halal-compliant models avoid certain industries and investments, filtering the market through religious belief. This isn't faith in the private sphere. It's religious preference shaping national commerce. Halal certification isn't just about what's allowed. It creates a closed-loop ecosystem. Muslim-owned slaughterhouses, Islamic certification bodies, halal-only distributors and retailers. Non-Muslim businesses are either excluded or absorbed without any legal mandate and without any institutional support for dharmic alternatives. There is no official Jhatka certification, no state-backed Satvik label, no parity for Ayurveda-based dietary norms in public tenders. Meanwhile, halal is normalized, respected, and enforced, often with government backing. This is legal asymmetry. And it violates the very principle of secular fairness. It goes deeper. Bharat's top certifier, Jamiat Ulema-e-Hind, collects fees across the food industry, but also funds legal defenses for terror-accused individuals. As reported in mainstream media, this body supports suspects linked to ISIS and other banned outfits, yet faces no audit, no oversight. When Hindu groups questioned this dual role, Jamiat didn't deny funding, it simply demanded proof. When Uttar Pradesh moved to regulate domestic halal certification, the pushback was global. Media called it intolerant. Lobby groups screamed minority targeting, all while ignoring the real issues. Why are Hindu dietary systems not recognized? Why is halal used in schools, hospitals, and flights without consent? Why is there no audit of certification funds? Any critique is reframed as hate speech, choking public debate. This isn't about banning halal, it's about restoring balance. A truly secular state cannot allow only one religion to regulate food, finance, and legality, while others are sidelined or silenced. This is not about meat. It is about civilizational parity, demand labeling parity. Jhatka and Satvik must be officially recognized. Enforce disclosure. airlines, schools, and hospitals must declare food standards. Challenge state bias. Why is there no legal space for Hindu dietary systems? Educate. Halal is not just a choice. It's a structured economic system with civilizational consequences. Thank you for watching. For deeper analysis, visit hinduinfopedia.com. If the video contains valuable information, please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel.